Hello, hello! I'm the official name rater. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today, we're looking at Genesect and Genesect alone, the final Pokemon of Kalos, and objectively, one of the coolest fucking Pokemon ever created. Its backstory is awesome, and I love the idea of it, and it's one of my favorite Pokemon, just period. Gen 5 gets a lot of shit on their designs, but I do think they've got some designs in there that are some of my favorite of the entire series. Genesect is hands down one of them. We will not be looking up things like Burn Drive, Douse Drive, Shock Drive variants because it's not necessary. We're just going to look up Genesect, and what comes up is what comes up. Okay, so let's talk about some things that are terrible, but they tried. Techno Lord, not a good name. But there is a direction you can go with this. Again, we talk about musicians and stuff all the time, so if you have some sort of DJ, electronic, house, techno musician in mind, there's a starting point for you. RAR, which is the most cringe name rater shit description I've ever fucking read. Tumblr idiot description I've ever read. It's insane. But this does have a direction similar to that of Porygon, where they try and do something like that, where you'd see like, oh, Windows XP, 95, Vista, shit like that. So something like this isn't exactly unheard of. You tried, but I don't really think it's that great of a nickname, but there is a direction with it you can take and maybe come up with a decent nickname that isn't this. And then Deceptibug, which honestly kind of, when I saw it, I started thinking of Transformers, Decepticon. We've seen Transformers-based nicknames. We've seen things like Decepticon in the past before, too. It's there if you want it. Now, just seeing this kind of seemed familiar to me, and looking at it, I don't entirely recognize it. To me, it looks kind of like a knockoff Power Rangers, just if I had to guess, but just the name Beetleborg seemed like something slightly familiar, so if that's a thing you've heard of and know about, there's an idea that's, I don't know, it was different enough for me to want to hit search Google for this. The only thing out of this cringe list that I'm looking at that's slightly worth a damn is just Megatron and Optimus for the same reason we talked about earlier, or Transformers if it strikes your fancy. I decided to check this one just because I wasn't entirely sure what it was technically based off of. Like, I know there's some theories and stuff, but nothing specifically says Beatles at all ever in here, so the idea of Volkswagen, although it is cute for a Beetle-based Pokemon, is not fitting of Genesect at all. So I don't mind the nickname, but you're better off putting off of something like maybe Heracross. Lovebug, seen in the past before. I don't particularly care for it, but it's there if you want it. Iron Man, Ultron, Doctor Doom, C-3PO, Magneto. Magneto's better on I know we've talked about Magneto before, and I think we established that, Magnemite's the best choice for that one. There's a lot of generic things we've seen in the past before. I assume the Volkswagen thing just comes from Beetleborg, and the reason Beetleborg gets a pass is because it's literally a Power Ranger. Alright, so we've reached the bottom. We didn't find much, but I mean, this topic right here pretty much sums up why I feel it's understandable, because I mean, for a long time, there are certain Pokemon you couldn't nickname, which honestly is fucking stupid because that's like one of the key features of Pokemon. And being able to nickname something adds to the customization, which I feel is one of the general appeals of Pokemon. Being able to customize anything you want, however you want. But now there have been a lot of easier methods of acquiring things, and it's pretty great. In case you guys don't actually play Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go is a valuable fucking resource for getting some legitimate Pokemon and a lot of legitimate shinies. So if you don't, play Pokemon Go. I got a bunch of Genesects. Do you? Anyway, nickname-wise, there wasn't really anything that I felt was special enough for me to write down, so I kind of just didn't. I've also been kind of shit about showing you guys that the spreadsheet's empty, so spreadsheet's empty. We do have a single comment suggestion with multiple different things on here, so maybe this might help you out in some way. Plasbad, honestly, not a thing. Misfire, there's a direction for you, alternative ideas, which I actually have this one written down. I just haven't given it to anyone because I don't know who I would fit it to. I personally don't nickname legendaries, so I wouldn't give it to Genesect anyway. But I've got, like, Revolver written down. Like, that's not a bad name. But, guns, when I was younger and I played James Bond, I would give the guns nicknames. I would name the guns. That one, the Soviet? No, that's the devil gun. There was one in GoldenEye. I think I called it the staple gun or something like that. Bad Aim is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I don't really know if I would want to put that on my Genesect because that seems like it would suck. But Yu-Gi-Oh card references is fine. Junk Bug, Blank, other directions for you if you... I don't know. If this helps you in any way, cool. But that's it, and that's it for Unova, finally. And I apologize that Unova has been... Honestly, I feel like Unova and Sinnoh have both been kind of hassles for me, so I apologize, and I hope that things get better. So, any other ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let's talk about Genesect. Objectively, one of the coolest Pokemon ever created, period. It's got a fucking laser on its back. What's cooler than that? I will be sure to record the Kalos trailer soon and post that soon, so like check back in a day or two, and then we can start working on Kalos ASAP. I'm gonna try and do my best to make sure Kalos works out better than both Unova and Sinnoh has, because I don't like having to disappear. I'm disappearing now. Goodbye.